What's up everybody, Kinetic here and welcome back to Lost Ark. I've got an info-packed video for you guys today with all kinds of juicy stuff. We've been getting a lot of good juicy info lately, and also, of course, just yesterday, an absolutely amazing new trailer finally has been revealed, showing some very high quality recordings of all kinds of activities for Lost Ark. This is the kind of stuff that we have been waiting for, and it has finally come to us. So what I'm doing in this video is I'm going to be going over and talking about what is going to be available now that the closed beta testing is finally starting next week in Korea. What content is going to be available there, what classes. I'm also going to be talking about the different classes, what they do more or less, and also comparing a lot of footage from the older trailers from back in November 2014 to the new trailer that we just got yesterday. There's some interesting comparisons, I think, to be made there. If you enjoy this video, be sure to click the like button and leave me your thoughts down in the comment section below. I will be trying my best to get access to this game as fast as humanly possible, be it the closed beta testing or the open beta testing for Korea, so that way I can give you guys lots of cool footage and news and all kinds of stuff related to Lost Ark right here on my channel. Alright, so let's get started. We're going to take a look really quick at what are the highlights and the details that they have given us as far as what they have planned for the closed beta testing starting up next week. They've given us a very rough looking schedule of what they have planned for the testing. They want to do 3 closed beta tests and then a final, presumably open beta test before the final release for Korea. There's no idea as far as how long each test could last or how much time there would be in between tests. Of course, this is completely up to them, and as far as like how stable they feel the game is, how much needs to be changed and things like that. So as far as guesstimating when the final release would be based on this information, it's completely imaginary at this point. But some other interesting things to note is that there will be a level 30 cap for the testing. Out of the 8 cinematic dungeons they have planned, 3 will be playable in the closed beta test. There will be 7 raids, including field bosses or world bosses, and also something called a chaos gate. Players will also be able to test the life production and harvesting skills, as we have seen from the previous videos. There will be 4 types of quests, and I interpret this as something more than likely to be like main story quests, perhaps class quests, side quests, and things like that. There will be 3 different types of dungeons called Ark, Party, and Normal dungeons, and of the Ark dungeons they have 3 available also there: the Ruins of Morai, the King's Tomb, and the Wall of Glory. For the classes available in the testing, we know that there will be 4 different types, most of which will break off into 2 different specialties. We have the Warrior class that will either be playable as the Berserker or the Warlord. We have the Fighter class, which breaks down into the Battle Master and the Infighter. There's also the Gunner class, which breaks into the Devil Hunter or the Blaster class. Fourth and finally, we have a new class title called the Magician, which only breaks off into 1 specialty called the Bard. Now, what is really interesting about this is how similar this new Magician looks to the now absent Summoner and Arcana classes that we saw most definitely in the previous videos. I have absolutely no idea why these classes are not available in the testing, since they looked very ready. And what's also weird is how very similar the Bard and the Arcana and the Summoner classes look. If we look at their fighting styles, their clothes, their character models, just like how the Battle Master and the Infighter look so similar because they're part of the Fighter class, so too are the Bard, Arcana, and the Summoner, but it could be no relation at all there. It's just interesting how they all look very similar, and they also seem to have the same teleport skill that I have seen in their various class skill demonstrations. Alright, we will be taking a look more at the different classes, their skills, and also comparing how they looked back in 2014 to how they're looking now here in the newer trailer that just came out yesterday. But before we get to that, I want to show you guys some interesting matches that I found from the old trailers and the new trailer. For example, right after the siege battle, we can see 4 players in the new trailer running around, and I found this exact same location in the older video where the fighter class is running around with a dog log and finds a treasure chest buried beneath. There's also a very similar, if not the exact same, quest shown where the gunner is running around a town and trying to chase down a thief. The really nice thing is seeing all of the amazing detail still here intact in the new trailer as it was in the older trailer. We can also see some other kind of side activities matched here in the new trailer and the old trailer. For example, players running around harvesting trees, and also some really beautiful looking fishing. I mean, that water and being able to look down, see the underneath, the fish swimming inside is just absolutely beautiful and so detailed. Not just areas and the activities looking just as good, if not better, here in the new trailer. We're also seeing possibly some updates to how the monsters are also looking. There's a very, I want to say famous by now, monster in the trailers for Lost Ark called Beartooth. And I think if you translate this from Korean English to proper English, that means Bluetooth, maybe? I'm going to call him Bluetooth, and he's very Monster Hunter styled type of engagement for the four players as they try to bring him down, and it's really awesome scene. And we see him again in the new trailer ever so briefly breaking through that ice and coming out to completely wreck our four heroes, and he's also looking darker. I'm not sure if it's because of the difference in the day and night cycle, because that's a thing in Lost Ark. There are day and night cycles in the areas. It could just be later in the day that's making him look darker, but if they did in fact make this area and the monster look darker, it's working, because there's a really nice contrast, even more so I feel now, with sort of the highlights that you can see on the monster and with the rest of his body. He's looking even more badass, I think. Alright, next up, let's take a look at the changes to the UI. There's been a major revamp to how the class skills and resources are displayed in the UI. Up at the top, we have the older 2014 version, and down at the bottom, we have the new 2016 version for the exact same class. This is the Warlord that you're looking at. Now, I think this is something that people are going to be kind of split on. They might think that the older UI looks better, or the newer UI looks better. I think both kind of have their merits. The top one, the older UI, looks much sleeker and cleaner looking, I think, but what they're trying to obviously accomplish is, rather than having the class-specific resources thrown all the way to the right side, as it is at the top in the older UI, and then instead have that in the middle, in the center of your attention, maybe making it a little easier on the eyes or something as you're dashing your attention from the characters and the enemies down to your skills and resources. But it's not quite there yet, is it? It's looking a bit clunkier, kind of like if your very younger brother was trying to put Lego blocks together, but it's not really making a very nice square, or playing Tetris and completely failing with it looking just kind of like full of holes. It's a little bit how I perceive the new UI compared to the older UI. I'm sure they're going to continue to iterate on the UI and make changes to it to make it look as clean and sleek as it used to back in the older version. And finally, for you guys here in this video, I've got a montage of the classes and skills that I could find matches of from the older 2014 trailer to the new 2016 trailer. Now, keep in mind, you may or may not remember that there is the tripod system. If you're noticing some really wild differences in the way that the skill effects look or how they're performed, it's because of the tripod system. The tripod system is basically a feature that allows you to modify your class skills in a really wild number of ways. You could change the element of the skill's attack from fire to ice, or you could change the way that the skill behaves from, instead of a front straight line attack, to a conal attack, possibly even turning it into a full 360 attack. There's a lot of really fun and interesting combinations for the classes here in Lost Ark. And that's all I've got for you guys in today's video. I hope that you enjoyed it. It was really fun kind of combing through the older videos and the new video, kind of seeing the differences in things that each trailer offered. And there's even more, really, that I haven't even gone over. There's new costumes to be seen, new areas, new monsters, all kinds of really amazing new stuff in this new trailer. If you want to see them again yourself, I'll have a link to the trailers in the description of this video. Until next time, guys, hopefully it won't be too long from now. I would want to know what your thoughts are down in the comment section below. Click the like button to support these videos here on my channel. I will definitely try to keep rolling out some more Lost Ark videos for you guys, so make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss the next video. Thanks again for watching. My name is Kinetic, and I'll see you next time.